If you're looking for a reliable, free and open source bookmarking application, Linkora is easily one of my favorites, and honestly it has been for a long time, even while I still use some closed sourced applications as my main options. But if you want an open source app that can genuinely replace your usual bookmarking app, Linkora comes surprisingly complete. Adding links here is simple. You can share content directly into the app or just copy and paste a link, whether it's from Chrome, Instagram, a news article, or basically any app on your phone. Once added, it automatically detects the title and even pulls in the thumbnail, which makes the home screen look clean and visually organized instead of just showing plain links. You can also add notes while saving links, which makes it easier to remember why you saved something in the first place. Organization is another area where it doesn't fall short. Inside the Collections tab, you can create multiple folders for anything, app-specific links, work, hobbies, or whatever system works for you. On top of that, you can add tags to links to make search easier, and the search itself is smart. As soon as you start typing, it shows both related folders and matching links at the same time, so you're not digging through everything manually. One of the more unique features here is important links. Links marked as important stay in the general section but also appear in a dedicated area for quick access, so the stuff you use often is always easy to reach. You can manually refresh titles and thumbnails anytime, plus there are a few customization options as well. The app includes 4 different layout styles along with some appearance settings, letting you adjust how everything looks. Overall, it feels solid, reliable, and honestly one of the best open source replacements you can have on your Android device. And that is 1 out of 9 open source applications I'm suggesting can be great alternatives to default ones and even some of your favorite ones. And here I'm not talking of offline music player applications or file manager apps. I've got a bunch of videos on those, and so if you're interested in this video, leave a like. And I also feel like this video will lead us into 10k subs, so if you haven't joined us yet, hit that subscribe button and let's continue. When it comes to browsing on Android, Chrome is still the default choice for most people, myself included, but there are actually some solid alternatives out there. Chromite is a serious boot-for-boot competitor, but this one takes a very different approach. FOSS Browser is a simple, privacy-focused browser that is definitely worth checking out. Right from the start, it doesn't rely on Google as a search engine. Instead, it uses StartPage, which is a privacy-focused search engine that is available on PC, smartphones, and even has its own dedicated application on the Play Store. The app isn't trying to compete with feature-packed browsers, and that's clearly intentional. It keeps things minimal but still includes the essentials. You can bookmark pages, save web pages as PDFs, and download images or articles directly from the browser. And where it focuses more is security. Fingerprint protection is built in, ad blocking comes enabled by default, and more private setup without needing to tweak anything yourself. It's a small app, very straightforward and intentionally lightweight. There aren't a lot of extra features, but if you want a clean, privacy-first browsing alternative on Android, this is definitely one to keep installed. Moving on to gallery applications, personally I've used Google's gallery app for a very long time. It is flexible, smooth, and just works. But early last year in 2025, I switched to Samsung Gallery, and that's been fantastic too. And with gallery applications, one thing really matters: there shouldn't be any lag when thumbnails are loading. Everything just needs to feel fast and responsive. Now, if you're looking for an open source alternative, there are actually a lot of options out there. But for this one, we are looking at Lavendar Photos. It is surprisingly solid and feature-packed. In some ways, it even feels a little more convenient, or at least just as convenient as Google Gallery or Samsung Gallery. One thing that immediately stands out is the Secure Folder tab sitting right on the home screen instead of being hidden somewhere deep in the settings. You can quickly hide and lock images directly from there, which makes privacy features much easier to access. The image editor is also quite good with more tools available, and it even lets you remove EXIF data from images if you want to clear metadata before sharing. Aside the albums tab, you still get familiar sections like favorites and trash. You can create new folders right there without extra steps. The app also plays videos directly, so you're not forced to open another player. There is a good level of customization too. You can rearrange tabs, choose a default tab when the app launches, and overall the UI stays clean and easy to navigate. Everything feels smooth, thumbnails load quickly without lag, and the app is being updated consistently, which makes it feel reliable for everyday use. One of the most useful Android features recently has to be Pixel Search. That ability to search and find almost anything directly from your home screen is honestly crazy. Just drop the widget on the home screen and you can instantly search apps, files, contacts, web results, Play Store apps, and a lot more. and it's one of those features you quickly get used to. But then there is quick search. It showed up last year and has been improving constantly, and honestly it takes the same idea very seriously. It works directly from the search widget and serves the same purpose, but pushes things even further. It even keeps your search history, so recently searched files or items are easy to find again. Beyond just searching on your phone, you can run Google searches, prompt ChatGPT or Perplexity, find files from Google Drive, and search platforms like Reddit, YouTube Music, X, Start Page, and more, all from one place. The settings also gives you a lot more control. You can tweak how searches behave, choose preferred applications to open specific file types, and even make calls or send text directly from search results. Personally, I search for music files a lot, and being able to set my preferred PDF application or media apps makes everything faster. The app really goes boot for boot with Pixel Search, and the fact that it is open source just makes it even better. Honestly, it is easily one of the most powerful search tools you can add to your Android setup. If you often record audio on your phone, you probably fall into one of these two groups. Either you like your phone's default voice recorder or you really don't. And honestly, most stock recorder applications feel the same. The UI looks outdated, the design feels boring, and they usually just do the bare minimum. That is where Record Master comes in. This one immediately feels different because it uses Google's Material 3 expressive design. Everything is built around big, clear buttons and smooth little animations that make the app feel modern the moment you open it. It goes a step further with organization. You can actually create folders inside the app, which isn't something you often see in voice recorder applications. You can separate recordings into work, meetings, personal recordings, or anything else that fits your workflow. And moving recordings between folders is quick and straightforward. At its core, it's still simple, clean layout, easy controls, and focused entirely on recording without unnecessary complexity. It's a functional modern recording application that is definitely worth checking out if your default recorder feels a little too basic. And of course, we all know of Weather Master, which is also a solid open source alternative if you like the look of Google's Pixel Weather app. It keeps things simple with a modern, clutter-free interface, and it shows current conditions and forecasts clearly without making you dig through menus. The layout feels lightweight and smooth, focusing on only the essential weather information instead of packing in unnecessary extras. You still get useful customization options to adjust how information is displayed, so you can match your preferred setup. It is straightforward, privacy friendly, and honestly one of the cleanest open source weather applications you can use on Android. If you want that Pixel style weather experience without relying on Google's default app, or if you do not own a Pixel device, this is a solid alternative. When it comes to note-taking apps, the basics are usually the same across the board. You expect things like creating notes, reminders, and simple organization tools. Once those essentials are covered, everything else becomes personal preference. What makes a notes application feel complete for me might not matter to you at all. Everyone has that one small feature they care about the most. For me, that issue shows up in Google Keep, which I actually use as my main note-taking app. There is one thing about it which I've never liked, which is the note preview lines. The previews take up way too much space and there is no settings to reduce it. It makes the layout feel unnecessarily crowded, so while looking for something that fixes the specific problem, I came across this open source app called Another Notes. I call it an alternative because it basically covers everything Google Keep already does. You get labels, notes reminders, similar swipe actions, the ability to pin notes, and options for sorting your notes. But the feature that really stood out for me is control over preview lines. In both grid and list layouts, you can limit the preview to just 2 lines, even including the title. It instantly makes the interface look cleaner and more compact. The app does miss a couple of things compared to Google Keep, like label color coding and text formatting, but honestly those aren't deal breakers for me. There is also backup and restore, which is also useful if you want to keep your notes safe or move them between devices. For keyboard, there is Urik Keyboard, and at first glance it doesn't feel too different from Gboard. It has rounded keys, several themes to choose from, you get the number row, adjustable keyboard and label sizes, but it's also solid in its own way. You get swipe typing, text suggestions, and a robust autocorrection feature you can turn off. It also supports several common languages, plus a clipboard that keeps copied text for days. You only remove items manually if you want. Functionally, it's a little less flexible than Gboard, and sometimes taps or swipes can be a bit iffy, but with constant updates, those issues are improving. Key responses are faster now, and overall, it's a good open source alternative to Gboard for anyone looking to switch. I'm sure most of you know of the app called Block It, a fantastic app which completely and brutally locks you out of your phone with a set timer. Well, for an open source alternative, meet Disconnect, which also locks you out and is even more no nonsense. Once you are logged out, you don't even get a timer running running like Block It does. It just switches off the screen or brings this page when you try unlocking, and it requests device admin privileges just like Block It, so unless that is disabled, no session can be stopped, unlike Block It, which you can pay your way out. So here you simply tap the timer to add your duration, and that's it. No hidden settings, it's just straightforward. So if you find these blocking apps useful for productivity, here is an alternative you can try. And I could go on and on great open source alternatives to default applications, since these apps keep coming and there are a lot of options, but here are 9 of them. So let me know which of these you already use, and also some open source applications you already use as your go-to in place of the default ones or even popular ones. If you liked this video, I will appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel. Let's hit 10K very soon. I'm super excited for that. And also leave a like on the video, and as always, thank you for watching.